Avilio. Welcome, wizards, witches, and nomads. My name's David Cicello, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to visit my channel, Wands and Reviews. Alright, I have here from Party City their Dobby plastic and fabric prop from Harry Potter. From the pictures that I've seen online for this particular Dobby, he looks a little bit scary, and the red coloration around his face makes him look creepy. Or at least I think so, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I know there is a really nice life-size Dobby that I can purchase, but I'm not going to spend $3,000 or so on him. So I've settled for the next best thing, that is life-sized. This Dobby from Party City costs $99.99 US dollars, so I'm not expecting this to be super detailed or elaborate. As you can see, the box is fairly large, and the Dobby inside needs to be assembled. On the top flap, I know you can't see me, there's the instructions and everything about this Dobby. Okay, inside there's this, which there's a small instruction sheet for it. It says it's a snap lock tool, so we'll get to that. And inside is a double-sided instruction sheet for Dobby. It says there are parts for the head and shoulders, legs and feet, right arm, left arm with sock, and base. Okay, well, let's start removing Dobby from the box, and together we'll see what he looks like. As you can see, he's packaged in there pretty good. Let's tip him upside down to get him started. There he comes. Alright, just gonna throw the box there on the floor. Okay. Dobby is packaged into his box with plastic and ties. So let me cut him out and then we'll take a look at the parts. The first thing would be his left arm with this spandexy type sock, which looks like it's hot glued in. Next, we have his feet and legs that are attached to a bracket. We have his right arm. Alright, there's a bunch more of this tie-ins which I'm cutting, which should now allow me to remove Dobby. Okay, here is the Dobby head and body. There is no form for his body itself. It looks like it's just the shoulders, and his tunic will just drape down. So I will probably end up adding some foam around this part, just so that Dobby's body has some mass. Now, as I was saying, his head kind of looks a little creepy with the red coloration on that. But after we put Dobby together, I'll show you something that I learned on the internet. And finally, there's the metal bracket on which Dobby stands upon. Now that we have all the pieces removed from the box, I'm going to read the instructions and assemble Dobby. Alright, I finished assembling Dobby, and he stands at 42 inches in height. He's wearing his fabric tunic, which is made out of a thicker, stretchy, spandexy material, which is the mark of a slaved house elf. He's made out of a sturdy plastic, and he's somewhat posable, and as I mentioned before, he comes with the sock, which is made out of a spandexy, silky material, which is just hot glued into place. Now, I'm debating if I'm going to remove the sock or not, but that's something I'll deal with later. Now, the overall detailing on Dobby, it looks pretty good for the price. It looks lifelike, but Dobby has that red coloration around his face and eyes, which just makes him look creepy. Now that you've seen Dobby straight out of the box, there's a way to easily improve his likeness so he doesn't look as scary. I've seen online that many people are removing the red coloration from around Dobby's face using something called a magic eraser, and the results seem to be a huge improvement. So I bought some of these magic erasers, and as I've never used them before, I'm going to go read the directions, and we'll see if we can make Dobby look better. I'll be right back. Alright, so I read the directions to the magic eraser, and I'm ready to start removing the red coloration from Dobby's face. I'm going to start around the eyes. Okay, the red coloration is starting to come off, and it is on the magic eraser. So I'm going to continue cleaning Dobby's, and after I'm finished, I'll show you the results. Okay, I took some time to clean Dobby's face with the magic eraser, and I learned that magic erasers disintegrate as you use them. So I do have a small mess here on the floor. But anyways, Dobby's face has a huge improvement, and he's not as scary as he was. Now, I never understood why any of the companies out there, when they make a character, they decided to put the dark red on the mouth and on the eyes, because it just doesn't make any sense to me unless you're trying to make a horror prop. And Dobby is not a horror prop. So, I can honestly say that the magic eraser is a huge improvement, and I think I might go over the rest of his body to get rid of some of the darker coloration that's on him. So what do you think? Is Dobby from Party City as scary as I said he would be at the beginning of this video? If left alone, yes, he looked demonic, but by using the magic eraser, removing the red around his eyes and mouth, Dobby looks much more natural, and I believe he wouldn't scare somebody if they saw him standing in the corner, as is taken out of the box. Now, the fabric on the tunic is a cheap fabric material, and if someone wanted to, they could replace it very easily with a better fabric that's more authentic. But for now, I'm just going to leave his tunic as is. Now, I'm glad he came with the sock, because it adds a little bit of extra to him. But as I said, it's a cheap spandex sock, and I don't like it. And I'm still debating if I'm going to remove the sock or not, and leave his hand empty, or put a real sock in its place. I haven't decided yet, so that'll come later. But overall, taking the effort to remove the red coloration from his face, I think this Dobby is pretty good for what it is and for the price. As Dobby is one of my favorite characters in the Wizarding world, I do believe I'm happy with him, though I need to find a place for him to stand in my collection, and I do think I have a corner that will work. So, if you would like to add Dobby from Party City to your own Wizarding World collection, I will warn you right now that he is hard to find, and most Party City stores are sold out of them, but if you go to one, they might be able to order you one if there's any left in the warehouse. You might have to even drive a little bit out of your way to get one, like I did. I actually drove about 50 miles to a Party City just to get this Dobby. Now, with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed this quickly rushed, awkward look at the Dobby, figure from Party City. And if you enjoyed this, please do Dobby and me a favor by clicking on that thumbs up button, and if you would, subscribe to my channel if you're not already doing so. I really do appreciate it, as each and every like and new subscription keeps me motivated to keep sharing with you. And with that said, thank you for visiting my channel today, and please, try not to work too hard.